Do you know how to ask a friend or family member in Spanish, are you free on Saturday? Or do you want to go to the cinema? Or does 2 o'clock work for you?
That's a new voice. Amigos, if you're not sure yet, you are in exactly the right place. Today, you will learn the beginner Spanish you'll actually use to make plans with friends and family with our friend Anthony from the Chill Spanish podcast. Vamos!
Welcome to Spanglish Friends, the podcast for true beginner Spanish learners.
Hola, amigos. I'm Val, your experienced Spanish teacher and co host from Venezuela.
And I'm Em, your Australian co-host who's been learning Spanish for 10 years.
We'll help you get confident listening and speaking beginner Spanish with content you can actually use in real life conversations.
Subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and follow us on socials at Spanglish_friends. Let's get started.
Comencemos. Hola, Spanglish friends! Welcome back to another episode where we teach you practical Spanish you can actually use.
And if you're new here, welcome! This is episodio 71, episode 71.
But we are not alone today. Join us is Anthony from the Chill Spanish podcast. Bienvenido, Anthony.
Muchas gracias, Val y Em. I'm so excited to be here. I'm a huge fan of what you both do, and I love helping beginners feel relaxed and confident with Spanish. So hopefully today we can make making plans feel super easy.
I love this topic because it's one thing knowing Spanish, but actually organizing lunch, coffee, or a weekend catch-up is where the real conversation begins.
Sí, exactamente. So by the end of today's episode, you'll be able to understand these three things. How to ask if someone is free or has plans, how to invite someone to do an activity or to go somewhere, and finalmente, how to organize a time that suits everyone, probably the hardest part.
But first, as always, let's jump into today's mini conversation, nuestra conversación pequeña. Listen carefully and see how much you can understand, to prove to yourself that your Spanish skills are actually improving. ¿Listos, Anthony y Em?
Sí, estoy lista. ¿Estás listo, Anthony?
Sí, amigas. Comencemos. Hola, Val. ¿Qué haces este fin de semana?
Hola, Anthony. Todavía no tengo planes. ¿Y tú?
Yo tampoco. ¿Quieres ir a tomar un café el sábado?
Sí, me encanta la idea.
Perfecto. ¿Te queda bien a las 10 de la mañana?
A las 10 no puedo. ¿Te queda bien a las 11?
Sí, perfecto. Nos vemos el sábado a las 11.
¡Nos vemos!
Alrighty, amigos, let's break down that little conversation because there's some fantastic beginner phrases in there and you'll be able to start using all of this in just under 10 minutes.
Let's start with the first step. Before making plans, you usually want to know if someone is available, right? Are they free or not?
You might wish to ask what someone is up to on the weekend. One of the easiest questions to ask is, ¿Tienes planes este fin de semana? This means, do you have plans this weekend?
Or if you're asking about a specific day of the week, you can say, ¿Tienes planes para plus the day? For example, ¿Tienes planes para el viernes? Do you have plans for Friday? ¿Tienes planes para el fin de semana? Do you have plans for the weekend?
Another really useful question is, are you free on this day of the week? So you could ask saying, ¿Estás libre? Which means, are you free? Plus the day. ¿Estás libre el sábado? Are you free on Saturday? ¿Estás libre el domingo? Are you free on Sunday?
Nice, Val. And maybe if the day is already in motion and you want to ask, what are they doing? Are they doing anything this afternoon, this evening? You could ask, ¿Haces algo esta tarde? Are you doing anything this afternoon? Or ¿Haces algo esta noche? Are you doing anything? ¿Haces algo esta noche, tonight?
If someone doesn't have plans, they might reply, No tengo planes. I don't have plans.
Yes, or vice versa. If they're free, they could say, Estoy libre. I'm free.
Exactamente. Y felicitaciones. Congratulations. You've just unlocked the first step to making plans en español, amigos.
Nice. Now comes the fun part 2, actually inviting someone to do something with you in Espanol. So the easiest structure you could use is quieres plus the activity you want to do.
For example, ¿Quieres comer? Do you want to eat? ¿Quieres tomar un café? Do you want to grab a coffee? ¿Quieres ver una película? Do you want to watch a movie?
Or if you are inviting someone somewhere, simply use ¿Quieres ir a? This means do you want to go and the place. For example, ¿Quieres ir al cine? Do you want to go to the cinema? ¿Quieres ir al parque? Do you want to go to the park?
Nice. Notice that little joining word that we're using here means to. Quieres ir a. Do you want to go to plus the place? So we always say ir a plus the place we want to go to.
All right, you've made the invitation. Now comes the hardest part. Finding a time that works for everyone. What time suits you?
One phrase you'll hear all the time is ¿Te queda bien? This literally means does it suit you? For example, ¿Te queda bien a las 10? Does 10 o'clock suit you?
Yes, or you could say, does tomorrow work for you? Te queda bien mañana.
And if that doesn't work for you, simply suggest another.
Like we did in the mini conversation. ¿Te queda bien a las 11?
Nice. So you can suggest a different time that works for you. And something really useful to know that some Spanish speaking countries use the 24-hour time much more than English speakers might do. So this used to confuse me when I was traveling around South America. Someone saying, do you want to meet up at 20 horas? And I'm thinking 20 hours, that's meaning 8 o'clock at night. So it's a good incentive to learn your numbers up to 24 in Espanol.
So instead of saying at 6 in the evening, you'll hear something like a las 18. Don't worry though, in casual conversation, many people still say things like a las 6 de la tarde, for example, especially with friends.
Yes, the key is the more Spanish you expose yourself to, the more you hear, the more natural both systems will become automatically.
Exactamente, amigos. Now let's lock everything in our minds that we have learned today about making plans in Spanish with our friends or family.
First, ask if someone is available. ¿Tienes planes este fin de semana? Or, ¿estás libre el sábado?
Then invite them using quieres plus the activity to do something, or quieres ir a, would you like to go to this place?
Finally, organize the time by saying te queda bien plus the time. Te queda bien a las 7 at 7. Te queda bien a las 5 at 5.
Amigos, we've packed in so much today, lots of practical Spanish. It's time to cement everything in our minds with our reto de la semana, our challenge of the week.
Head to the comments and write one invitation in Spanish to ask a friend or family member to do something.
For example, ask someone to go somewhere with ¿Quieres ir a? And let's organize the time with ¿Te queda bien? Plus the time. We'll be checking your answers and help you improve them.
Hey, that's so awesome. And speaking of awesome things, it's time for our Spanglish friend shout out of the week.
This week's shout out goes to someone by username Bandroid, who commented on our episode about how to ask for directions. He said, Mi trabajo está muy lejos con tráfico, which means my job is far away with traffic. That's very annoying, but hopefully our podcast keeps you in good company. Thanks so much for listening to our show.
Before we finish, thank you so much, Val and Em, for inviting me on to Spanglish Friends. I had an amazing time, and I hope everyone listening feels more confident making plans in Spanish. And if you'd like to keep improving your listening with slow, relaxed Spanish made especially for intermediate learners, come and check out the Chill Spanish Listening podcast. I'd love to see you there.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us, Anthony. I can definitely tell you've got those chill vibes both in Inglés and Espanol. His socials are all linked in our description of this episode, so please go check him out. He's fantastic. Been a privilege having you, Anthony. And next week, amigos, we're exploring, spoiler alert, a topic very dear to my heart: how to ask someone for a dance in Espanol. How do you navigate the dance floor? How do you talk to people when you're out in a social setting? We're going to teach you everything you need to know as a beginner.
Esto es fantástico. This is fantastic. Nos vemos pronto.
Muchas gracias. Ciao, ciao, Spanglish friends.
Thanks for listening to Spanglish Friends. We're both so proud of the time you're investing to level up your Spanish skills.
If you've enjoyed today's episode, follow us, leave a rating, or tell a friend about the show. It helps our awesome community grow.
Join fellow beginner Spanish learners by following us on Instagram and TikTok at Spanglish_friends.
Congratulations on taking another step in your Spanish learning journey.
Hasta la próxima, amigos.